Hello Flosstube, this is Elizabeth from Nutty's News. I am here today to share my 4th video with you. I am recording this on my birthday. I won't be uploading it on my birthday for various reasons, but I am recording it on my birthday. I decided that I wanted to end the day by sharing another video with you, and specifically to tell you a little bit about my passion for lace. I'm going to start the video with cross stitch things so that those of you that are only interested in the cross stitch can watch and then leave if you're so inclined, and I will share all of the lace things at the end. So today, the day I'm recording is my birthday, and it was a wonderful day. I slept in, spent the day with my kids, which yes, our state is on lockdown right now due to coronavirus. However, my kids would have been here anyway because we do homeschool, and I do have several that are still in school age. So we spent the day together. We had a great breakfast, and first birthday dessert this morning was chocolate chip cookies and milk, and then we had burrito dinner and a couple movies this afternoon and this evening, and then cheesecake and chocolate ice cream for the official birthday dessert. So I want to share with you, first of all, some beautiful presents that they got for me. I officially have my first Mirabilias. I first learned about Mirabilia, well, I say I first learned about Mirabilia from Lisa at Kindred Stitcher. When I showed some of the designs to my eldest daughter, she thinks she kind of sort of remembers seeing some of those designs in maybe some catalogs I had gotten years ago, which probably would have been around the time Nora first started designing in the mid-90s, and that's a distinct possibility. So officially, I was brought to Mirabilia through Flosstube, and specifically Lisa. And now I have my first ones. So one of the things they got me was the 25th anniversary celebration, and this is a little booklet with some information about Nora, as well as some little tidbits from her about a few of her designs. And then there is also a chart in this, and the chart is for this cameo piece, cameo style piece. I guess it's called The Portrait of Antique Vines is the name of it. And it's small. It's only about 3.5 by 6.25 on 32 count over 2. But I love cameos. So this, I already see this stitched up and on the wall in my bedroom. So that was exciting. But not only that, I have a full size too. This is Winter in My Garden, and I just had to chuckle when I saw this because in the description for the chart, Nora says that this is the 3rd in a series, and every gardener that she knows does not take the winter off. That's the time for organizing seeds and planning the garden and doing research and things like that. And so here's this gardener in her greenhouse with her garden schematics and her plants, the seedlings that are growing on the little shelves, and she's got all her planning stuff going on here. And this is me. Like, January 1st rolls around, we recover from New Year's Eve, and this is me. I am working on the garden right away. All the plans, all the organizing. So I just chuckled that this is the one that my children thought to get for me. And the last stitchy present that I got was this book, which we had a copy of years ago when book clubs were kind of the thing, the crafty book clubs. You could buy like 3 books for $5, and then if you bought one more book, you'd fulfilled your commitment, and or you could just continue to buy books. And we did buy this one. It was purchased for one of my daughters who is now married and out of the house, and so she has it. And they got this for me. I asked about it the other day, a couple weeks ago maybe, when I was getting back into cross stitch, this new wave for me. And so they went looking for it and they got it for me. And I think it's a really great book. It has lots of patterns for little smalls in the back, specialty stitches in there, lots of cut work and just different open work stitches and specialty stitches like herringbone and Algerian eyelet and Smyrna cross and diamonds and satin and all that kind of stuff. So really beneficial for sampler making. Another reason that it's really great for us is that a lot of my children have decided to pick up cross stitch with me right now. And so there's a lot of things in there that they would stitch. Then I have a little bit of haul that I wanted to share with you. I don't know if I showed this one or not. This is the Lizzie Kate, Come Let Us Adore Him. I may have shown this in my last video. If I did, I apologize for the repeat. This is on my to-stitch list for this year. I want to do this one before Christmas. Do not remember where I was scrolling and I saw A Shepherd's Song by Plum Street Samplers. And I had to get this one right away for the simple reason that my business name is Shepherd's Song Creations. So this just spoke to my heart and I needed to get this. And so I'm going to start this year. Whether I will finish it or not will remain to be seen. And this one is Melissa's fault. She is Stitcher Mel on Instagram. And guys, I wasn't even following her when I saw this, but she used a hashtag that I follow. And so I saw this chart and just fell in love with it right away. It's by Modern Folk Embroidery, who I first learned about from Brian at Blitz Stitch, and I had scrolled through the pages, but this is the newest historic sampler that Jacob has designed, or recharted actually. And Stitcher Mel shared it on her Instagram with plans to do it, and I went right over to Modern Folk Embroidery and ordered it. It's a PDF download. So this I'm doing this year too. As a matter of fact, it's only got 9 DMC colors in it is all. So I'm plotting and planning for the linen. I can't decide what linen I want to do it on, but as soon as I do, I will probably be starting this one. I said that some of my children are picking up cross stitch as well. So this is an example of what one of them is doing. It's a little sampler. This motif here in the middle came from a chart on Antique Pattern Library. They have all kinds of antique handwork, needlework booklets. And so this was in a fillet or a graphed charted pamphlet. And we, well, she wanted to do it in color. So we blocked it out onto graph paper and she colored it in with colored pencils, and then we chose some floss and she did that. And then when she saw how small it was in this piece of cloth, she decided she wanted to do more. So we went to Stitch Fiddle and started to chart in some other things, and I showed her with this one how you can kind of make a little basket, and then she did these herself. She's also charted a butterfly for here and 2 butterflies for down here, and then she did some squirrels for up here holding little acorns, and then she put a couple dragonflies down here. So I'm excited to see her finish this, and I get to keep it because she gave it to me for my birthday. So that's kind of exciting, and I will share this again when it is done. As for me, I've been working some more on what I call Berry Tree by Sub Rosa Designs. I don't think she has an actual name. It's a free chart from her blog, and I'm really excited about this. I am doing this one with Classic Colorworks. Hold on. Oops, I think the floss is in the other room. Classic Colorworks, it's Bing Cherry and Erin Go Emerald is the green. And this is just, it's just gorgeous. So I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do with it to fully finish it, but I just have the one border over here and I'll be finished with the stitching. It's really encouraging me to get this little thing done here. I'm working a little bit at a time on my upstairs sewing room. It's going to be a while before I finish that. So having a different project so close to being finished, that's kind of energizing for me. And then I shared on my Instagram the other day that I was going to be doing this as my birthday stitch, and I did start it. This is Lamp Unto My Feet by Stony Creek. So it's just a little bit of a start, just a wee little bit of the lamp right here. There's, you can see some ecru stitching right in here, and then some dark brown here and a burgundy for the lamp collar. I did decide, this is stitched with 2 threads over 2 on 28 count even weave that I tea-dyed. This is just the cotton even weave from Hobby Lobby. I did decide here, I had stitched this with 2 threads over 2, and then decided that I didn't like it because these are supposed to be the table that's in the background here, and I just thought that the 2 over 2 for that was too thick, too heavy. I wanted it to be more recessed, more in the background, so that this doily here stood out more. So I took out the stitches that I had done and I went back in and I just did those. I did those 1 thread of floss over 2 on the fabric. So I'm going to keep working on this just a little bit every day. I don't think it's going to take me that long, a couple of months maybe at the most, to get that finished. So that's the end of the cross stitch part of my video, and thank you for staying with me. Any of those who aren't interested in the lace part, I appreciate you watching this far, and I hope you come back and visit with me again for more cross stitch stuff. I've shared in my first video a little bit about my plans for this channel and how I'm a multi-crafter, mostly in the textile arts, and so I'm going to be sharing a little bit of all the different things that I do. And I decided that my birthday was the day to share about my passion for lace. I've always loved lace. I have lace in various places around my home. I really like crocheted lace, so pillow trims and doilies and things like that. I will insert right here a few pictures I've taken around my house of the things that I use in my everyday decor. So I have plans as well for new projects that I'm working on. They're all whips, but they all include lace to some degree. So this is a filet crocheted strip, and I have 3 of them. Crocheting is the first textile art that I learned. So I have 3 of these strips, and these are destined to be a on a pillow cover for a throw pillow for my bed. I also like to shop for lace and look for vintage laces. There's one store in particular here in the city where I live that I usually go to. She has really good deals. And I found this piece. It is part of a table runner that has been cut. And this is crocheted. I think there's a few stained places on it, but I think if I soak it, I can get some of that out of it. It didn't bother me that this was ripped because I plan to turn this into a little hanging, like maybe a note. You see people do it with chicken wire or hardware cloth or old crib springs or something like that, and I decided I wanted to do it with lace. So I do kind of rescue things from the thrift store too. So crocheting was my first textile art. It's the first lace that I made. It's the primary lace that I make. This is one I did not make. I also bought this at that same thrift store. It's an absolutely beautiful set of pillowcases with a crocheted. Very fine thread, beautiful detail work on that. So these do need to be finished though. The lace work has been done and it really doesn't take much. It's just the end hasn't been seamed up. So that's a little finishing project I need to do. And then those will probably be fall table, or I mean pillowcases for my bed. Just a little bit of a touch of yellow. The next lace skill that I learned was tatting. And so I do little motifs like this. And here's a little heart. Oops, let's do it this way. So there's little hearts. And then I also do trims with lace. Oops, things are getting tangled here. Trims with tatting, lace trims. So here's one that I've made. And then when I learned that you could also make lace with knitting, I think that's actually what kind of spurred me over the edge to try knitting again. So this is a table runner with a knitted edging, again with a fine thread and small needles. This is another one that I picked up from the thrift store. And then also knitted lace with yarn. So this is an all over lace work pattern, and this is a shawl that I made for myself. And this is a scarf with a knitted lace edging on it. So I do have lace on a lot of things. I enjoy having lace around in various places. I even have just this little basket of lace that sits on my dresser. This is I don't know if I made this kind of as a sampler to keep for the pattern, or if this came to me, somebody else had started it, and people also tend to give me things like if they've cleaned out their mother's stash or things like that, and I've acquired several things that way. So I do know this is a lace that I've crocheted, just waiting for the right project to put it on. And in the meantime, it just sits on my dresser. It's kind of a little embellishment, a little touch of something that I like. making my bedroom pretty. So that's about all I have to share with you today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you very much to all of you who have subscribed to my channel. I will upload this sometime in the next couple of days. I have to do the editing to put in some of those pictures, and we have really, really slow internet. So I usually set my iPad to upload overnight. I don't know how long that's going to be, but thank you for joining me on my birthday, even though when you watch this, it isn't my birthday anymore. I appreciate it and all the likes and the comments, and I will see you again next time.